At certain moments in my life, I had this kind of vague feeling of just agreement and engagement where I normally didn't have it. And same thing happened now when I was in this forest, or while I'm in this forest. I just suddenly had this feeling of like, there's something here and I want to understand this feeling. And so I thought about it, and I realized it's the same feeling that I always got when I was playing video games. It's just very engaged and having fun in the moment. And it made me ask myself, like, what's the difference between real life and video games, really? And I figured it's this. It's like, say you tell me that you love video games, and you're really talking about role-playing games and shooters or something. But then for your birthday, I buy you like a farming simulator. And then you're not really interested in that. And I'm like, why? I thought you liked video games. And to us, it's obvious why, like, okay, obviously, like, oh, you wouldn't like this maybe different type of game. But it's the same thing in real life. And then we never really have the same clarity. Like, you would in real life, it's kind of like we're like, oh yeah, why don't you like it? I thought you liked video games. And it's like, yeah, it's a video game, true. I guess maybe I don't like video games or something. But then we have to realize it's not about it being a video game. It's about whether you are actually interested and engaged with what you're doing. And so it's like, well, why is that, you know? Because either way, you're just sitting in front of a screen and pressing buttons and like watching the reaction on the screen. So how come the farming simulator is different from like World of Warcraft or something? And I'd say it's because you're just engaged and you have like, I mean, yeah, that's just basically it. Like there's no other nothing else to say, you know. You're just interested in what you're interested in. And that's the whole point. In real life, we're not allowing ourselves, or I haven't allowed myself to just be interested in what I'm interested in, because there's this pressure to be productive or whatever else. So yeah, you're not playing in the same way that you do when you're just playing a video game, and it's like, it doesn't matter what you do, you can just do whatever you want. But I think it's that feeling of just doing whatever I want to do, like living really authentically, that is what gives the satisfaction and fulfillment in the moment. And the hint that I have for you, that I found, is that interest and engagement, they're just like the fun, kind of. It's just another side of the coin of like personal meaning. Like, what does it really kind of mean to you to do whatever you're doing? Because the reason why, for example, I wouldn't be interested in playing a farming simulator, even though I enjoy other video games, is that I'm not excited about farming. I'm not gonna take pride in having like a huge field. Like, I don't know, maybe in that simulator you could gradually build out your business and then have like a really huge field over time that you can manage or something. And then for some people, maybe that's just exciting, you know? The other day, there's actually like the direction that I'm looking, there's some fields where there will be people like driving their tractors and stuff, taking care of their fields. And the other day I saw like a calendar, like a page of a calendar, and it was like tractor themed, you know? And so I was like, okay, I mean, I don't know how it got here, how they're gonna bring a calendar here and then lose a page of it. But I just thought that, okay, well, it probably belongs to somebody who's, you know, to one of the farmers here, and it made me think, oh, so maybe they actually really enjoy what they're doing. Maybe they're actually really into these machines, and I don't know, they just dig the lifestyle of being a farmer. Like, that could definitely be, right? But it just kind of made me change the way I thought about the whole notion of like whatever jobs that people are doing, because yeah, some people enjoy some jobs that I don't see myself doing, of course. But yeah, so the question is like, okay, how can you then make your life feel like a video game? Like, how can you have the same type of fun and kind of feeling of meaning and progress in your life? And I think the answer to that is you have to literally just do whatever it is that you want to do. You have to pursue whatever you think is meaningful to you, whatever you're interested in, and there cannot be any conditions to it. Like, that's the whole big point, like, that we are scared to face, is that we cannot really control what is meaningful or interesting to us, right? You just like what you like, and that's the whole scary thing about life, and why why it's so difficult to live in alignment, because we cannot ultimately like really control what we enjoy. And so that means that you're kind of at the mercy of your whims in a way, right? You cannot control what you're interested in and what you're enjoying. So if you're gonna actually live a life that you enjoy, then that means you're actually by definition kind of just gonna not be in control. And we don't like that, and that's why we are still sticking to jobs maybe that we don't like to do. Like, kind of, even though they are trapping us, we stay stuck in them, because yeah, it's just hard to let go of that kind of way of being and instead decide to be in the moment and yeah, do whatever it is that we like. And perhaps the bigger reason is that we don't really know what is super meaningful to us. But I think actually we kind of do, because the other day I really started to realize that I think I already know what I want. Like, I already know what's meaningful to me. And I do think, by the way, that we kind of need this sort of quest in real life where you're really doing something, like you're actually pursuing some goal which you really want to attain, not as a means of making yourself happy, but just as a way to like be engaged. Just in the same way that you don't want to sit in the room all day and doing nothing. Obviously you want to do something. You want to do something. And so how do you, like, the thing is that hedonism is kind of generally seen as, yeah, it's not going to be fulfilling, is because if you're just doing whatever, like kind of impulsively, and you don't have a goal in life that you're pursuing, then it's quite shallow. Like, yeah, it's fulfilling in the moment, but then there's no depth to it. And I think that's the whole problem. So you have to perhaps find, or like you have to just kind of see that, okay, what is actually meaningful to me? Like, what would I actually like to do in my life, rather than just going through the motions, and then in my free time doing whatever is kind of fun for a little bit, like just playing some games. I don't know, just being on a phone, scrolling Instagram or whatever, just getting a dopamine hit, as they say. Well, that's not what we want, really. We want to actually be engaged in our life. We actually want to do something meaningful and fulfilling, right? Something satisfying. And I think that's the whole point. We have to actually see that, you know? Okay, first of all, for some people it's gonna mean you have to actually reflect a lot and like actually think, okay, what do I really want? what is it that I ultimately want out of life? That kind of thing. And then maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you don't want to sit down and do this hard introspective work, and that's what's keeping you back. And then for others like me, it could be more about that second phase which I talked about, which is seeing that, okay, there's basically no way around this. I'm just interested in what I'm interested in. It's just whatever is meaningful to me is really meaningful to me. And maybe it just doesn't fit the way that I hoped it would. Because what I was hoping for was that my life would just be predictable in a way, where I could really pursue something that I enjoy and is meaningful and exciting to me. But at the same time, I have this stability. I know exactly what I'm doing. And I can predict, like, I do this in a day and then I get money, for example, right? I have my safety. Like, having something predictable and easy to do that I can just replicate and get money. But at the same time, it should be fun and meaningful to me. But unfortunately for me, it seems that that's not really how it's gonna work for me, unfortunately. And because I think what is really meaningful to me is just understanding everything, like what is life. Just literally, I'm just one of those guys who's really interested in understanding reality, and I like philosophizing, and I don't know, doing this kind of inner work, exploring my psyche or whatever, like, you know, doing this kind of stuff, just doing the inner work. I like that. And then I don't know how to really make that into a living. I'm making content now, which is kind of feeding into that. Obviously, I figured a long time ago that, okay, I have to share myself somehow, some way, and I don't know, I want to be location independent, so this seems good. And I don't know, when I think about myself, of like who I want to be or whatever, it's not really how I see myself. Like, okay, somebody who makes YouTube videos, I don't know. It doesn't really excite me. It doesn't excite me to think about that. But it seems that this is what it's coming down to, because somehow I do feel like this is meaningful or whatever. I mean, this will serve my goals to be independent, to be self-reliant, and to, you know, it fits into what I like, philosophy, to share what I learned. So it fits into my passions, and then it's kind of like, okay, I just have to admit that this is how my life is. Like, this is what life is for me right now. And I cannot really cheat and just make it different, as much as I would like to. I cannot really cheat somehow, like, I don't know, I cannot just click a button and transcend myself, change my interests, change how I am, change what I know, change how much control I have or something. I don't know, I cannot do it. So it's like I'm stuck here with who I am or who I think I am, and what I like and what I know, and what I know that I like and what I know that I don't like. And if there's something that I don't know about myself, then I just don't know. So there's no shortcut, basically. I just have to do the journey of life as it is. That's what we all have to do. And that's the same point that I'm making. Like, you know, you have to just kind of basically live your life as it is, right? You have to live your life as it is, and you have to be interested in what you're interested in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you cannot just change your interests. You cannot change what is just really meaningful and engaging for you. So you just have to do whatever you actually want to do, if you actually want to live a life that is meaningful and fulfilling to you. And honestly, when I realized this, okay, shit, you know, I actually have to basically live my life. Fuck. That's kind of basically the realization. It's like, shit, I actually have to live my life, man. What the hell? Like all these challenges that I've been dealing with, like, okay, this is uncertain. Like I don't have the financial stability that I like. I don't have myself figured out. I don't have my life figured out. I don't know where I'm going. And I do kind of know what I'm interested in is like spirituality, but I don't know how I'm gonna make money from it. Or like how, I don't know anything. Like I don't know how my life is gonna work out the way that I want it to. And it's just like, yeah, okay, that's what I have to deal with. Shit, there's no way around it. That's the whole message, you know? And the reason there's no way around it is because I cannot just change my interests. I cannot change actually what's meaningful to me in the end. Like I cannot lie to myself. Personally, I can't. I know that I want to know more about like where we came from or what this whole thing is. That's what's meaningful to me. And ignoring that, well, I know it's impractical in this world. I don't know. Or it seems to be impractical at least. It seems to be at least that everybody is telling me that this is kind of a waste of time. Or that I should, I don't know, do coding or something. And I'm kind of interested in coding, but actually I'm just interested in it because I see a way to make money consistently. Like I think that's my actual interest in it. I don't think I'm actually interested in coding. I don't think I'm actually engaged in it. I don't personally see meaning in it, you see. But yeah, on the other side, you know, the personal meaning is also again what attracts me to coding in a way, because yeah, I see that, oh, this is a useful skill. And making apps and stuff, actually that sounds like it could be fun once I get the hang of it. But then again, at the end, I don't know, it's not the main thing for me. My phone died, so I had to come back here and finish the video here. But yeah, what I was saying was that basically anything you're interested in, I think the interest comes from a type of personal meaning that that thing has to you, whether you realize it or not. So in a sense, you know, you cannot really help what is meaningful to you personally. Same way we're not making the rules for this planet, right? Food is just meaningful to you because you need it to survive, for example. But yeah, the point was that like coding, maybe it could be like fun as a hobby or something for me, but I don't think it could, and I don't think it could ever be meaningful to the extent of like the way that spirituality is for me, to the extent where I want to dedicate my life to it. Yeah, I don't really think that's gonna happen for me. But the thing is that I've been kind of trying to do that. Like I've been trying to make myself more interested in coding and like digital art and stuff. Even though like, yeah, it's already interesting to me. And I would enjoy it. Like I would enjoy it if I could really do it well. And I was really good at coding and making apps. But then if I failed to get anything from that, I don't know if I would be happy. And in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it's the most important thing for me to do. It feels more like a kind of hobby or something. Yeah, but anyway, that's just my kind of exploration, and I hope it could kind of help you reflect on your own life and your own interests and so on and so forth. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. And other than that, as always, take care and see you in the next one. Bye bye.